Hey guys, Jim Bounds at Motorhome Rehab Ranch. Well, actually, I'm in JG. It's been a while. Man, it has been hot, hasn't it? Ooh, come on in. Let's talk. So, been hot this summer. I figured, why do a bunch of stuff in the coach when you've only got about 3 hours a day to work? So, we're going to be getting back into the coach and getting back in here. It's only in the 80s now, so I can deal with that much sweat, I guess. Listen, a shout out to one of the ranch hands that sent me a pic of his 78 Electro Level 2, and you can clearly see there's two of everything. And get this, the left compressor is the right one, and the right compressor is the left one. He definitely knows because he's been working with it. That's awesome. They made it. What side of the drafting table was he on when he designed that side? Huh? So I thought that was kind of interesting. Thanks a lot for the picture. And a little report. We sold through the first series of the gray t-shirts. And thank you for buying the bloopers for half price. I got to get those things out of here. Hey, they're not too bad looking, So we're going to be getting into the interior, back into the cabinets and stuff like that. But first, right now we're in the Rear Syspension series. What, number 6.5? Why do I have a 0.5? I wanted to see how long it would take till somebody caught something I missed. Yeah. You know how your teacher back in high school, they would go through something and intentionally say something wrong and wait for one of the guys to lift his hand and say, no, that's wrong. See if they're awake. Well, 3 of you ranch hands were awake. What did I leave out? Oh, erase it. The ride height system. The height control valve. Right? Height control. How does our air ride system know that it's high or low? I mean, you want to know, right? Well, if you look behind the driver's side rear wheel, you will see this. This is the height control valve. Okay. Now, what does the height control valve do? All right. Here's your frame. Hopefully yours isn't as messed up as that. Right? So on the frame, in the wheel well, there's your wheel well. On the back is the height control valve sitting right there with you. All right? And over here is the suspension. You've got your airbag. There's an arm, a cast arm that comes down to the pivot. And while it's coming down, there is a eyelet sticking out with a 1/4 hole in it. Okay? And from here, there is a rod going to the height control valve right there. You can see here, this is that little casting that sticks out in the hole, 1/4 hole, and a rod that connects it to the height control valve right there. It's also a 1/4. Now, you can see how close mine is. Some of you guys, the original height rod there was about that long, and over the years may have been bent up or whatever. They had to change the height of this depending on where this height control valve was. And obviously, mine is not in the place that a lot of other ones were, because my length right there is very short. So, as you look here, if you'll see this little rod right here, let me show you what that is. You've seen these in the hardware store. Go get one of those babies, and the eyelet will have a 1/4 bolt fit right through it real easy. Okay? And then connect it to the end of the height control valve, and then to that little eyelet right there. Now you have really good adjustment. Now, the original unit did have adjustment. This is a 7/16 nut right here. It's a lock nut, and it's in a slot. You can loosen that lock nut and get a little bit of movement. Okay, but it's really difficult because very little movement to that arm makes a huge difference in the suspension height. So to dial that thing in between within a half an inch of the height, left to right, with that is very difficult to do, right? So my suggestion is to get one of these and to replace it with that height arm. Now you got a real good adjustment. Make sense? All right. So mechanically, that's how it works. It's connected to the arm and to the back wall. This is screwed to the back wall. So that way, that rod goes up and down as the suspension goes up and down, and this thing moves. All right, makes sense? That's the mechanical aspect of it. The next aspect of it is, how does it do it? How does it send the signal that it went up or down? All right. You have an airline coming in. It's a 1/4 inch airline. And it has tank pressure. It has full pressure coming into it. Okay? It goes to a valve. Okay? Now, there is an arm in here that's connected to this arm that goes down here we just talked about. And if this thing wants to go up, this pushes that check valve and allows air to come in. Make sense? Now, say if it's too high, there is a valve down here. And this arm pushes that, and if you look at the side of your height control valve, the original ones, there's a short, about a 6-inch rubber hose coming off. It's a real floppy hose. That is the exhaust for the height control system. So it goes, if it wants to go up, it goes like that. If it wants to go down, and it gets it mechanically through here. Now, inside of the King of the Road, I'm going to show you in a minute, inside of all of the King of the Road valves is a silicon fluid that it doesn't react immediately if you want to hit a speed bump or something. There is a viscous fluid in there that it gives you about a 12 to 15 second cushion before it adds the air or exhausts the air. So it couldn't work the same. It'd be terrible. So this is how the original height control valve fails. Okay? The seal comes open and it loses its fluid, and it no longer actually doesn't even work at all because it's riding on that cushion. Okay? That's what fails with it. All right? And that's how it senses. So it does this. If it wants to go up, there's a line coming off of here, and it goes to the airbag. Wants to go up, pushes here, pushes air, goes in here. Wants to go down, goes down, lets the air out. All right, make sense? All right, now, you take a look at my height control valve there. Pretty, isn't it? Say, wow, that's a 50-year-old height control valve. How did it get so new like that? Well, they still make them. Okay, the manufacturer, the original manufacturer was King of the Road. Okay, King of the Road. Oh, makes the height control valve new. Right? Yeah, come on in for a second. Okay, this is the height control valve. And you say, man, I want one of those. How do I get one of those? Well, look, do this. Get out your cell phone or your laptop or something, and go to, here we go. No, that's not it. Hang on, guys. I can't look sideways. There we go. Go to Dayton Air Suspension. Dayton Air Suspension. Okay? And go to this is their site. Okay? Now, go to their air control valves, and you'll see this. You'll see now this height control valve right here has a different arm on it here, but it's essentially the same height control valve that we have in our original coach. Same one. Okay? Now, let's get back over here. Yeah. Same unit. Here it is. King of the Road height control valve number, if you want to have numbers, K706301. 706301. Right? And you see that you can buy it through Dayton for $94. It's the exact same original. They may be in stock, they may not be. You've gone online. We just canceled one that it said we're going to get it in 7 days, and it was 14 days, and then 36 days, and we canceled it. Why? Because they didn't have it. It's kind of distressing, you know. If you go to Dayton, they may have one in stock, they may not. Another way to get one of these things is from one of the GMC dealers. They'll have that baby right there in stock. They will ship it to you, and if there's a problem with it, you got a phone number. You can call them. Any other parts, any other questions about it, they can answer them for you. So this is a plug, yes, for the GMC dealer network. They will have that in stock. All right. You can find it. Again, the thing about it, everything is on the internet. And look at this. When you go to Dayton, isn't it cool? When you hit their area motorhome and RV systems, they have a picture of a GMC on there. Isn't that cool? Thank you, Dayton. Yeah, gum. We got to support people that do that. All right. So this is the high control valve. This is the breakthrough casting that King of the Road has with the viscous fluid and all that kind of stuff. And GM was awesome to pick it up and to use it. And it's still available today. So guys that have power level or electro level, get with your GMC dealers. If you are one of those guys that want to play around and whatever, maybe it's all on the internet. Okay, yes, it's all there. And nobody's making a killing on it. Right? All right, so let's get past that. Last time we were talking about electro level 2. Now, one of the big improvements at the time they felt on the electro level 2 was they went to the electronic age, right? They went to a compressor that had all the stuff in it, so it made it into a component that they could all deal with, and it knocked down a lot of diagnosis because it was this one or that one. All right, that was a cool thing. It made it all in one, like that. Cut down on airlines. They felt that airlines were going to be one of the things in the future that would be a problem. Okay, vibration, chafing, because back in those days, they really didn't regard airlines very well. I mean, they would run it through a hole with no insulation on it and stuff. And today they've gotten better on that kind of stuff. But they saw the airlines as a problem. Now, let's just hold that back and say, yeah, okay, all right. The new system that they went to in the electro level 2. Now, everything that we talked about the King of the Road is used in power level and electro level. Electro level 2, they went to the electronic age, and this is an electronic height sensor. Ooh, it's in a sealed Bakelite box. You say, oh, that's great. It's waterproof, yeah. But hey, there is a seal right there because this shaft goes inside and it's got to move. Make sense? All right. So in this electronic height sensor, okay, seriously, this arm is connected, goes to a bar with LED lights in there. That if the thing wants to go down, this LED light comes on, it goes to a circuit. What comes in? There's 4 wires coming in. You got ground, you've got 12 volts, you got up, you got down. Make sense? And there's 4 wires in that thing. So when you turn the system on, there's two sensors in there. When this lever moves, that LED light contacts a light sensor inside here, goes to the little thing, it thinks about it for 12 or 15 seconds and sends it up, or sends it down. That's how that thing works. And in the future, to say they had a great idea, actually this is the same thing as this electronic height sensor. You see, it's got a case. It's got an arm coming out, and see, this has got like a Heim joint on it as the adjuster, and this would be types of the suspension. Actually, it's got a plug pin. If you got the plug pinned and pinned it out, you could probably find out what it does. This is for a Land Rover. So they're using the electronic idea today. Now, we say we have a power level and we have an electro level system. You don't want to throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. Make sense? So for you to go from a pneumatic sensing system, mechanical movement to a pneumatic sensing system, to mechanical movement to a electrical or electronic sensing system, attached to this would have to be a solenoid for it to talk to. Go up, go down. Okay? Now look at all of the points you could have failure. Now on the rover, they don't have air systems. They have electronic systems. Why? Because it's plug and play. If something doesn't go up or down, they just plug in a new sensor. And that is the concept and the logic of using the electronic high control system that we have today in the electro level 2. Come on. One more. There it is. This height system, because it was really very, very new. It was a very new idea, and it carried on. It carried on. The huge positive thing is a plug and play. But the huge negative thing, it has to be on the shelf. Now my question is, that for that dude that owns the rover, how long is that going to be available? You see what I'm saying? How long is that special piece going to be available? Guess what? It's going to have the same problem that we have today. Where is it? No longer available. That high control valve is no longer available. I told you about that guy that kept his going. Engineer recognized how forward thinking that high control system is. Oh, high control valves. Thank you, 3 guys, to raise your hand and say, you didn't cover high control valves. There you go. 2 different ones we used. You can get the original one again for the electro level and power level and the electro level 2. Keep watching. Keep watching, because I've got you some options. All right, look, guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for all of your support, ranch hands, and all that kind of stuff. Hit like, and I got it. Hit like and all those things, and we'll see you next time. That'll be episode 7, and we're going to go on and start lacing all this stuff together. Thanks a lot.